The reason I want to emphasize this is all of this work, I mean, obviously we work with partners like TomTom and others to kind of pull together the application and the maps, etc. But the integration work that you're seeing here is all done in-house at Qualcomm. So something like this, if you were to look at a conventional system that is built by an automaker through tier ones, a lot of different people come together to build these things. And that's great because there's a lot of partnership. At the same time, the amount of time and the amount of risk that is involved in pulling together so many folks to build these is kind of what makes the experience in our mind not as optimal as possible. One of the big differentiators that we believe Qualcomm brings is we have all of this technology, we have the software, and we are showing to you what we can actually do for all of our customers. Okay. The next one is kind of moving towards entertainment. So we'll start off with audio and then move towards video. Start with video? Okay. So this is really just kind of showing you the experience of video. And this is obviously not to play a movie in your infotainment console. The idea here would be you can control this from here, send it to the rear seat, or play it in the rear seat. But this is not showing you an HD quality. So this is an HD quality display playing in HD video. So this is really high quality video, very high quality performance, and this is our standard Snapdragon video. But if you look at how smooth these transitions are, right? I mean, this is really kind of showing you how the GPU is actually coming into play. Now, the next step that we see that is really kind of a transition that we are seeing in the market is operators, cellular carriers are obviously moving towards LTE globally. That's kind of becoming standard. And within LTE, there is a technology called eMBMS, also known as LTE Broadcast. With LTE Broadcast, what you have is your broadcast channels that you can essentially use, 4, 5, 6 channels, configurable obviously. And you can use those for audio broadcast, you can use that for video broadcast, you can use it for over-the-air updates. For instance, for an automaker, we were talking to an automaker earlier today, you could get map downloads, software downloads over that broadcast channel. You can also get infotainment content. So what Jeff will show you is if you focus on the display that you have here right in front of you, he will actually run a video back here which will then start playing on the display in the rear seat. And that is kind of an indication of how we are now broadcasting content in the back. And then let's take you to an audio demo. So the audio demo is actually very interesting. And what we are showing here is multiple sources. So you have your standard AM/FM tuner, you have your XM radio, you have any CD content that you might have, you have music brought in through USB. But you will also see the two phones, the driver's phone and the passenger's phone. And everybody has their own music, everybody has their own subscription services, the car has its own. But what if you wanted to kind of share music? If somebody's sitting in the back and they would like to play their own music or stream their favorite radio channel, how would you do that? So what you will see here is, and if you pan between this console and the phone, it'll actually show you a demonstration where Jeff is now going to basically send music from his phone over to the infotainment system. So Jeff, so if you can kind of show those transitions, you're basically going back and forth now on the phone. Music on the phone is getting played onto the infotainment system. It goes to the next channel or the next song, moves over to the next song. If you don't mind going back to the local system. So this is now, go back to music, sources.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the source?
Yeah, could you go back to the source screen? Sorry. So you can now go back to Arun's phone. And if you now want to start moving from Arun's phone over?
Here we have to go, if we want to look at Arun's phone, we still have to stay in this mode here. But we can actually control it from Arun's phone as well. Pause this one. And we take control here, and now we're playing from Arun's phone.
And so that was kind of an audio experience that's a little bit different. Now if you want to stop the music, so Jeff is going to put his hand on top of the gesture camera that we have here, and that camera basically detects his gesture, and so we have programmed two gestures here, a stop and a start, and that's exactly what. So there is a lot you can do in a car, right? I mean, the car is fitted with Wi-Fi, there's Bluetooth, there's LTE, there's a lot of things that we didn't go over because they're just endless. But as a platform, like I was saying earlier, this is really a great platform for us to be able to kind of show what is possible. And what we've tried to do is to not really, I mean, it's a concept car, but if you think about it, everything that we showed you is really what you would want to use pretty much right away if it were